My dad's a car fan. He loves BMW. He would always point them out on the road and say how special they were, the ultimate driving machine. So kind of implanted that in my head, and that was it my whole life. I've been a little car dude to a big car dude, you know? Yeah. I love cars. I can't get enough of them. There's all different styles I wish I had owned, I wish to own in the future. Testing out these different feels and worlds and styles that really has me hooked. To me, it's almost like you're kind of putting on like a suit for the day, right? If you want to go to a wedding or you want to go to something formal, you put on a nice suit. And when you step into a car, you're kind of taking on that form. Growing up, my dad had like a '85 Plymouth Voyager with like wood paneling, just like family stuff. My dad was a math teacher, humble dude, and he would always kind of upkeep the vehicles himself, so anything to save a buck, so I would help him out. The mechanical aspect and being hands-on and being able to like upkeep a machine was something that I thought was really, really cool. Growing up, German cars were kind of the more unattainable thing. I'm an 80s baby, 90s kid, so it's very popular to be into JDM Japanese, which I love Japanese cars, I love all that. But when I started to get a little farther in life, I had the shop and I was doing pretty well, and a few years went by and starting to make a little paycheck. I was like, you know what, I want to get into something a little more upscale, and I really always loved the 7 Series body style. I think it's just a gorgeous design. To be able to attain something that was at one point unattainable was super cool. So it was almost like a goal for me. I'm gonna get a car like this. I'm gonna get like a grown-up, a boss kind of car, you know? It's a moving art piece to me. It's gorgeous, the lines, the way it sits, I mean, it's phenomenal. A lot of people see me and might not think I would drive something like this. And again, I would drive all cars. I mean, you can give me a Geo Metro and I'm gonna have some kind of fun in it. There's something, you know? So it's not about a status thing or whatever, but if I wanted this to kind of speak for me, I would want it to say that I'm someone who appreciates design and symmetry and shape and fine textiles and something that was designed to be maintained and driver-oriented, and that's the beauty of the older BMWs. It's the feel, it's the sense that you are piloting a machine, something that's different. When you go out there into the world, you're walking down a city street and you walk by thousands of people, you know, nobody looks at each other and you're kind of a nobody. But when you're out on the road and you're in something slick or something fast or something different, something vintage, something old, something that sounds different, looks different, has a wild color, it's something different on this like mundane backdrop of the world, and like you stand out and it's like, wow, look at that guy. I wonder what his story is. Or you're kind of like a driving story. It's awesome. Even just driving to work is fun, having a cool car. There's too many things nowadays that we have that are so expensive, that are so expendable. I've always been into holding on to my things, kind of figuring out how they tick, keeping it alive. And the old vehicles kind of make you work for it, and they won't last unless you have the love for it and you want to be a part of that cycle. There's so much pride in the feeling of being able to hold that torch and keep that flame alive. Growing up in New York, especially Rockaway, 9/11, it hit pretty hard. I had 3 people just on my block pass away, and 2 months later, American Airlines Flight 587 crashed like across the street, like 150 feet away. Fast forward to 11 years later, Hurricane Sandy came, and my house burned down. Things like that make you wake up a little, and now I live more to the sense of like, if there's something that's an opportunity, if there's something I want and want to experience or own or do anything, I usually take the jump for it. And anything good in my life has been just kind of this leap of faith. You know, same thing with this business. I didn't have like a customer basis going into here. It was just like a building here in Astoria. The rent was pretty good. I took the shot. I think what might set me apart from car people in general is I obsess so much over this and love this so much that it actually became my career. And my job is literally to help people modify their vehicles. When we get those older cars in here, I love that. And being one of the key players in the car scene as far as shops go in New York City, you know, I feel like I have a job that I need to do the right thing by these vehicles and respect the breed and the heritage and what these things are about and keep it going. Imagine the whole life that car had before you. Was it parked next to a beach in Japan? Was it parked on a mountaintop? And now it's here in Queens, smacking potholes. Being able to have the position I have to be able to help people keep these vehicles on the road is a blessing. It's so much more intimate than any other machine you might come in contact with. I don't know how people aren't into this like we are. It's such a beautiful thing to experience, being into cars and having the one that's right for you.